Good morning, Gregory High. I'm Blaise Omakoa.
And I'm Lauren Bennett. Today is Friday, September 15.
Today, we lay out the facts of DACA's future.
Zineb Alagil brings another tech tip.
And Alyssa Bartlett updates on sports.
All this and more on today's JNN.
DACA, or the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, was called into question this past week by President Trump. Congress now has the responsibility to turn the program into law in the next 6 months if it is to survive. Let's go to Mira Patel to get the facts on the program and how it affects California.
On Monday, the state of California filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration. California is suing the federal government over the decision to repeal the DACA program. DACA has been getting a lot of attention on and off campus. Many students feel compelled to express an opinion on the current events regarding DACA, but may not know the basics of it. You may even be sitting next to someone who is affected by DACA. DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. It's an immigration policy that the Obama administration established in 2012. The DACA program allows undocumented people who illegally entered the U.S. to be eligible for a work permit and delays deportation for 2 years. One age requirement is that applicants must be at least 15 years old at the time of submitting their request and under 31 as of June 15, 2012. Applicants must also be currently enrolled in school or in the military. Around 800,000 individuals, also known as Dreamers, were enrolled in the program as of 2017, and about a quarter of those Dreamers are from California. The Trump administration has decided to repeal the program, but Congress has until March 2018 to find a permanent solution. If no solution is implemented, DACA recipients will be subject to deportation. But as of Wednesday, Democrats decided to pursue a legislative deal and reform DACA with the Trump administration to protect the Dreamers. The president appears to be listening. Back to you, Lauren.
Thanks, Mira. If you feel strongly about DACA, you can contact our Congressman Jeff Denham or Senators Dianne Feinstein or Kamala Harris to voice your opinion. Hispanic Youth Leadership Council meets every Thursday in room N101. HYLC is designed to involve students in the community, to promote leadership, and to expose students to college experiences while in high school. The New American Sign Language Club meets every Monday in C115. Ever wonder why some students at graduation wear white gowns instead of blue? One answer: CSF. The California Scholarship Federation allows students with high grades to be recognized at both the ceremony and on college applications. Pick up a form in the SBO and they're due back on October 6th. Any questions? See Advisor Stacy Damas in room N214. Forms for both boys and girls Powder Puff are due today in the SBO. Juniors and seniors, head there at lunch to pick yours up. Now, Zineb Alagil is here to bring us another installment of the Tech Tip.
Now that we're nearing our 6th week of school, I'm sure many of you are familiar with your one-to-one devices. Now, if any of you are technologically inclined, you're aware of Adobe and its various programs and how pricey they can be. A little known fact to some is that our one-to-one devices actually come pre-installed with Adobe Suite all for free. Some of the programs include, but are not limited to, Lightroom for photographers, Premiere Pro to edit videos, Dreamweaver for website creating, and even more for all your graphic design needs. So make your way over to the bottom left corner where the Windows Startup button is. And immediately you should see all the apps pop up under the A. So choose the best app for what you're doing. Here's one of the more popular Adobe apps, Photoshop in action. Oops, you don't need to see that. Photoshop is versatile for many different classroom settings, such as in this case for history class. You can create titles, add text, move around pictures, and even draw. So for those who aren't too familiar with these programs and are curious to learn how to use them, YouTube is abundant with tutorials that detail all the basic steps. I spoke to Modesto City Schools Director of Innovation, Mike Rich, and he said the reason for these programs being installed was not only to accommodate the students in the classes that require them, like yearbook and journalism, but also to allow the rest of the students to exercise their creative freedom. Imagine that. Schools wanting us to be creative, go knock yourself out. That has been today's Tech Tip. I'm Zainab Alejo. Oh, and don't forget to charge those devices.
Thanks, Zainab. Our annual Fall Club Rush is next week Wednesday, where all school clubs will gather in the quad to recruit new members. Be sure to come check it out and see if any clubs match your interests. The Castaway is a free thrift store here on campus. It is open in L109 every Tuesday at 11:45 until the end of lunch. Organizer Julie Alvarado Brooks accepts clothes, but you must wash them, tag them, and rack them beforehand. If anyone has donations, please drop them off anytime in C115. Dance Production has a performance next week at MJC called Jam and Jive. Most high schools in Modesto, as well as private studios, will be performing, and our dance production instructor, Jennifer Perrone, will be dancing with MJC. The show is at 7 p.m. next week, Wednesday through Saturday. And finally, Alyssa Bartlett comes to us from the Fall Sports Box.
Hey Jags, this is Alyssa Bartlett coming to you from the JNN Fall Sports Box. Let's kick things off with water polo. The girls and boys teams played in their first game on Wednesday, September 6th at Turlock High School. The boys varsity water polo team lost a tough match to Turlock High School 14-8. They also played in a tournament over the weekend where they went 4-2. The girls are also off to a good start and kicked off their league by competing against the Bayer Patriots, but the scores have not yet been reported. I recently contacted Coach Udy for some information on their season so far. Despite the inconvenience of not having a pool on campus, both the boys and the girls are hoping for an undefeated season. And this could be the year for the varsity girls' first league title, which would mean beating their biggest rival, Downey. For the varsity boys, Sean Gutowski is looking to have an amazing season. On a team filled with juniors and seniors, he is the only sophomore pulled up to play on the varsity team. The varsity girls have a different story, as they've got a mix of sophomores, juniors, and seniors on the team. The varsity boys and girls water polo teams will have their next league game on September 19th against Davis at their home pool, Enox, starting at 3:30. Now on to cross country. The teams have been busy competing at both the Lowell Invitational in San Francisco last weekend, as well as the MMC Cluster Meet last Wednesday. At the Lowell Invitational, boys varsity took first place, and the girls varsity team took 11th place out of 25. Braceda Garcia took 9th place overall for varsity girls with a time of 18:03, and for the freshman team, Madison Cackley took first place with a time of 13:42. The varsity boys had two runners at the top of the rankings, Santiago Ruiz running with a time of 14:57, just above Mason Reeves with a time of 15:02. The competition for this invitational was high, but Grigori came out proving themselves great, and this is only the beginning for them. That continued at the MMC Cluster Meet last Wednesday, where the boys won the competition and the girls took second behind Downey. But the interesting story behind the meet was between the top female runners, junior Braceda Garcia and freshman Madison Cackley. Up until the last half mile, Garcia and Cackley were just feet apart, but in the end, Cackley took the lead due to Garcia facing an unfortunate foot injury, and Cackley went on to take first place. In upcoming events, all three levels for football will be playing tonight against McNair at McNair. Varsity starts at 7:30. And this Tuesday will be the biggest game of the season for the girls volleyball team, against their rival this year, Modesto High. The game starts at 6 o'clock. Well, that's it for this week's JNN Fall Sports Box. This has been Alyssa Bartlett signing off.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Well, that's it for today's JNN.
I'm Blaise Ho'omakoa.
And I'm Lauren Bennett.
See you next week.